funny. Is there anyone here who believes they are flexible or who would like to be considered flexible? Anybody? Oh, good, because I'm going to test that right now. So, ushers, what I'm going to ask you to do is at the end of the service to be standing at the door with your collection bags, and I'm going to ask all of you to hold on to your giving and give it on your way out. Okay? We're going to be doing something a little bit different with what we call the giving song. All right, so everybody's flexible, right? You can do this. All right, I will remind you, don't worry. Okay, so for right now, in this sacred moment, I'm inviting you to bless whatever financial gift you're offering today, holding in your hands and holding it in your heart. Even if you're giving online, your giving is divine love energy. And today as we give, at the end of the service, you're sending it out on wings of prayer to do its great and mighty work in this Unity Center, in you, and in the world. Acknowledge the blessing of your giving and allow yourself to feel as grateful as you can to your one true source within. And then join in the offering blessing that is on your bulletin. Okay? And we're going to bless it right now. Together. Divine love flowing as me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive, and so it is. Amen. All right. So I'm just going to, Willie, if you want to close the door, that would be great. And so if you want to start. So I'm going to ask you right now to just take a deep breath in through your nose. Put all your papers aside and breathe out. We're going to do that again. We're going to breathe in and exhale. One more time, and see if you can even slow it down a little bit more. I invite you now to close or lower your eyes. And just be. There's nothing to do but to just be. Just be. Take notice of where your feet are. You might want to have them flat on the floor. It's a suggestion, not a requirement. And feel yourself, your feet, going through the floor and being in touch with the ground of your being, rooted in strength and stability, in faith, in courage. And then bring your attention up, all the way to the top of your head. And if it helps to really feel that, you can even tap the top of your head. And now as we breathe we breathe in to that heart space. And so tapping the top of your head, you might even continue tapping all the way down the side of your face to your chest, and then resting on your heart. We're moving from our wonderful brain, our mind, into our heart. What might also help you make that long journey is to tap your heart. Put your hands on your heart. Your hands and your arms are an extension of your heart. Just feel. We feel that heart. We dwell in the presence of the divine. We live in this heart space. We are immune to distractions. We dwell in the presence of the divine, of spirit. We dwell in the presence of the Christ. We dwell in the presence of our powers. We open up our heart space. And we feel the presence. We embrace the divine. We embrace the Christ within. We embrace all that is of the one. We dwell in our powers. So as we take a moment for some silence, you might dwell on God is, I am. God is, I am. For just a few moments in the silence. we breathe. We breathe. Allow the breath of life to come into your heart. We breathe. God is, I am. Spirit is, I am. Creative process is, I am. Allah is, I am. We breathe. We are always one with the one. We are always one with each other. We are always one with the earth. We are always one with the universe, with spirit. We are always the light in the world. And for this and all the other numerous blessings in our lives, we are truly grateful. And so it is. Amen. Take another deep breath in. Release. Gently, lovingly, open your eyes and come back to this beloved community right here, right now. Thank you for your willingness to go on that little journey with me. Because today, we are talking about mysticism. Yes, mystics. And this path to mysticism can very well be the doorway to a deeper knowing. A deeper knowing. Many of us in Unity came to Unity as refugees from other churches and religions. Perhaps those churches or religions didn't feel inclusive, or they felt hypocritical or condemning, or just didn't feed us spiritually. We wanted something deeper, different, and more in alignment with our values and our beliefs. We then come to Unity, and we discover, of all things, that Unity believes in a benevolent, kind, good, and compassionate God. And that we are all born a divine blessing. Well, I was shocked and thrilled to discover this God and, of course, this community of like-minded people. And that this God can have many, many different names. Divine presence, spirit, Abba, creative process, universe, Elohim, Allah, Jehovah Shalom, Buddha, Yahweh, Shiva, Akal Murat, and yes, even God. And if you're like me, you wanted to know more all about this different God. I was even open at that point to reading a bit of the Bible, which prior to that I would not go near. Okay? But especially Bible quotes like this one. This is from the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 18. And it's the Apostle Paul speaking to the Greeks to get them to stop worshiping idols. And he tells them, in God we live and move and have our being. I live, move, and have my being in this God, in this Spirit. Well, that only made me want to know more. So many books, so many classes, so little time. But eventually I got to understand that this God does not exist on a cloud, but rather this God exists in my heart, in my very being. God is a part of my DNA, and we are all one with the one. Yeah. And that oneness is not like a raisin in the bagel. This is Reverend Butterworth, but rather a wave of the ocean, the very expression of the divine. Well, it took me years to understand, and even a bit about all of this, about this God, who was loving, who was not loving, actually, but rather love itself. As a former Catholic and a former atheist, that took me a bit of time to wrap my head around. Yeah. And that if God is love itself and I am one with God, then I too am love. Me, you, all of us. We are the very expression of love, very expression of spirit. Yeah. So book by book, class by class, I learned more and more about the divine. I looked for spirit in books and classes and music and reading about the ancient wise ones, the modern teachers even, that paved a new path, a new way of thinking. And then one day, I came upon the mystics and mysticism. But all I could think about was a very elderly, gaunt man, with a very skimpy cloth on, and living in a cave. And I went, I don't think I want that. No, that's not for me. Okay. But then is that what mystics are? Is that what mysticism about? No. It's much simpler. Mysticism is simply the philosophy and practice of a direct experience with God, or whatever name you know God to be. Articles and books refer to a Christian mysticism, about having a direct experience with ultimate reality, understood as God within the context of the Christian faith. And that Christian mysticism is the subjective spiritual experience of God. Well, okay. But then I realized that the Bible that I had been shunning is actually full of accounts of mystical experiences. Well, think about it. We have the divine accounts of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Oh, Joseph's dreams and his multicolor. Yes. How about Moses at the burning bush? The oracles of the prophets, the visions of Ezekiel and Daniel, the revelations of Paul and John. The Bible itself is the result of mystical experiences. And I guess ultimately all conversions are mystical in nature. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the early Desert Fathers, and I'm sure some of you might have. Well, they were Christian hermits and monks who sought direct mystical union with God through their lives of extreme poverty, solitude, silence, and continual prayer. And this was happening around the 3rd and 4th century in the deserts of North Africa. And guess what? There were desert mothers. And they were known for their focus on spiritual struggle, prayer, and embodying Christ-like love. Their practices and sayings actually formed the basis of monasteries. So the Desert Fathers and Mothers pursued a state of presence over doing. And integral to their mysticism was the need for silence and stillness, but also humility and a willingness to endure. Now, I'm not inviting you to go out to the desert, no. But to realize that amount of commitment, to get in touch with that embracing of stillness and silence, humility, surrendering. Well, other mystics who came later you might actually have heard of. Thomas Aquinas, Julian of Norwich, Teresa of Avila, Brother Lawrence, George Fox, and Thomas Merton. So then I thought, well, is mysticism just exclusive to Christianity? No. All mystics, whether Christians, Muslims, or in Muslim, there's Sufism, right? Judaism with the Kabbalah. Hinduism, whose particular aim is about spiritual liberation and enlightenment, and Buddhism through the practice of meditation. All desire a direct personal experience of the divine through silence and meditation or contemplation. So after years of learning about the divine, about God, I wanted to experience the divine. Anyone ever want that? I know a lot about, I've read all these books, but how do I experience this? There must be a way, right? There must be a way. I wanted that direct spiritual experience of oneness, even if just for a moment, that God is, I am. And one of the most famous mystics that many of you might be acquainted with, Rob, I know you are, is Meister Eckhart. He lived from 1260 to 1328 and was a German theologian and philosopher, known for his profound and sometimes controversial teachings on the relationship between the soul and God. He was a Dominican friar who taught at the University of Paris, and so Meister is not his first name. That is the way we would say master. He was a master. So it's Meister, like Master Eckhart, Meister Eckhart. His work emphasizing personal spiritual experience, union with the divine, the power of inner solitude, and the importance of a quiet mind was influential, but also led to him being accused of heresy, and he might have even had to stand trial for that, but he died. So it was risky to be considered a mystic. But I want you to consider this quote from him, and we're just going to spend a little time with it. He wrote, "The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me." Wow. Just sit with that for a moment. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. So let's just take a moment. Just close your eyes and consider that. See if you can even visualize it. See if you can even feel it. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. Wow. Breathe that in. Breathe that out. Take a breath. Take a breath. And this might be something you might want to consider meditating on. You don't need an hour, right? You just need to be. It's being over doing. All right. I don't want to lose you to this. Come on back. Come on back. Were you able to feel that? Yeah. It's a very profound way of saying we are one. Because a lot of people say we are one, right? And then they don't act so much like we are one. This is a very profound way of saying we are one. Thomas Merton, he was an American Trappist monk, writer, theologian, who was a leading spiritual figure in the 20th century. He wrote, "We are not at peace with others because we are not at peace with ourselves. And we are not at peace with ourselves because we are not at peace with God." We're not looking through the same eye. And then from his book, A Year with Thomas Merton, to be alone by being part of the universe, fitting in completely into an environment of woods and silence and peace. Everything you do becomes a unity and a prayer. Unity within, unity without. Unity with all living things, without effort or contention. My silence is part of the whole world's silence and builds the temple of God without the noise of hammers. Yeah. So while we have this easy mystical or definition of a mystic as one who desires a direct experience of the divine, we might want to consider going a little bit deeper with that. A mystic by the name of William James suggests there are 4 traits. 1, it is ineffable. Who knows what that word means? Ineffable. Beyond words. It is beyond words. It's feeling. And yet it is a true kind of knowing, a direct yet intuitive kind of knowing. And it's transient. Mystical experience do not continue for very long. Okay? Unless you're one of those guys with the long hair, the little cloth, and in the cave, perhaps. And then 4th, the mystic speaks of a kind of passivity. Something we don't really want to embrace right now, passivity. Okay? We want to be people of action. Right? But this type of passivity is a bit different. It's allowing yourself to receive. It's allowing yourself to be infilled. And you don't need to do anything but sit in the silence. There is a famous Zen saying, "He that speaks does not know. He that knows does not speak." And so the Buddhists, they strive to surpass I versus it, or I versus thou, and move into what is, just is. There is a surrendering and acceptance. So, Obviously, we talked about, that we need a certain humility, a surrendering, a letting go. Perhaps we also need patience. And here's the most difficult thing for all of us. Anybody think they don't have a lot of time? They're hurried all the time. Boy, got a lot to do, got a lot to do, got a lot to do. Yeah. Yeah, we can all feel that. Sure, if I had a cave in my backyard, I suppose I could sit there, And if you would like to stop feeling that anxiety, that rush, okay? Things to do, people to see, places to go. If you would like to not feel the anxiety that can build up in you, this is your practice. I have a friend who used to say, if you don't have time to meditate, then you need to meditate twice as much. Okay? Right? So, but here's the thing. You could begin. You already got your meditation in here. Okay? You got it today. And whether you knew it or not, you almost did 3 minutes in the silence. Okay? So don't tell me you can't sit in the silence for a minute. You already did it. Sorry. So, but every day, just sit for a minute. Start with a minute. Christ is, I am. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel it. Will your brain, your maniac brain, yeah, but what am I going to eat for dinner? Did I put the laundry? Did I turn the washing machine on? Yeah, and you just say, thank you, thank you. We're just being right now. I'll come back to you. We're just being right now. And then little by little, you increase the time. How much time? It's up to you. If you start to feel uncomfortable, then you end it. This is not an endurance competition. This is just being aware of what you're feeling. Okay? Being aware and then allowing yourself to surrender, to be open, to embrace. And in fact, if you come next Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, you can be in the Sacred Circle meditation. And that is a wonderful inward journey. And then you don't have to do anything else the rest of the day because you already did it at 9 o'clock, you're done, okay? But I encourage you to simply be in the silence for as long as you can every single day. Allow your mind to accept the silence and allow your beingness to drop from your mind, your brain, all the way down to your heart. And perhaps you've learned today that if you put your hand on your heart, that might help. Or even your hand on your belly to feel the breathing in and out. But just rest there knowing that you are one with the one. Allow yourself to desire to feel, your desire to feel and experience the presence, to be your motivation. It's wonderful to know all these things. It's even more wonderful to experience the one. Rest there knowing that you're a mystic. Namaste. And so now I invite you to rise and to perhaps go along here and form that circle or arc. Wait till you can play, but wait till they're all in that circle before you. Sometimes you start it too easy. Okay.
together now. And let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator and the other we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Standing in the semicircle, please do so for our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Please take your seats. Thank you. As Reverend Christine extinguishes the Christ candle, we remember and affirm that the Christ light within us can never be dimmed, for we are always one with the divine.
Well, I want to thank everyone for helping to make today happen. I want to especially thank our prayer chaplains who have been holding us in sacred prayer. And we have a prayer chaplain with us today to pray one-on-one with you, and that is Agnes right there. So thank you, Agnes. And so immediately after the service, Agnes will be making her way down to the prayer chapel. And if you would like one-on-one prayer with her, please follow her. Where the one-on-one prayer will happen in that prayer chapel. If she is praying with someone, then there are chairs right outside the chapel, and you can just sit there, and when she's done, she'll ask you to come in. And you don't need to know anything. You just need to say, would you pray with me? And she'll take it from there. Also in your pew, right in the little pocket in front of you, is a prayer card that you can fill out. And then you can certainly bring it when you pray with Agnes, or you can put it in the prayer box, which is in the corner there. And those prayers, all the prayers that are placed there, are prayed over every day by our prayer chaplains. And after 30 days, they are sent to Silent Unity in Missouri, where they're prayed over for another 30 days. And if you're online and you would like prayer support, all you need to do is send an email to prayerrequest@unityhartford.org. And we will then place your prayer request in that prayer request box. So thank you for the opportunity, the honor to pray with you. Many others help with today's service. Of course, the ever wonderful worship assistant Kirk, the hospitality team led by Joan and Georgine and Catherine, Wendy, thank you for the coffee, Wendy, and Maria, and many others. Our tech team is Julie, Marty and Jim. Our setup team, Leah and Willie. Our greeters, which was Candace and Patty, and our ushers, all of you. Remember, the ushers will be standing at the back door with their collection bag, so please make sure you have that in your hand and you can put it in there. And of course, you always have the opportunity to do it online on the website. And certainly, last but not least, is our wonderful musician, Deb. So thank you to everyone. So if this is your first time here, or it's been a while since you've been here, out in the atrium to the left is a high top table, and there are packets of information about this church, this spiritual center, the Unity Worldwide Movement, and please feel encouraged, welcomed to take one of those packets home with you. And if you're watching online and you would like to receive one of those packets, just send me an email. Send it to revchris@unityhartford.org. Include your mailing address, and we'll get that right out to you. So whether you're here in the sanctuary or online, thank you for being with us today and for bringing the blessing that is you. And we have one more song to sing, so take it away, Deb.
And we can see clearly, can't we? I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here was the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. Sky, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Being here, please join us in the community room for some snacks, and to know that Reiki will be here at noon. And don't forget our wonderful ushers and your contribution. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.